CEO of Harmony at Home. We're so excited to have you all here today. We have some of my besties from middle school. I have family. My mom's here. My wonderful niece is here, helped us set up our beautiful silent auction. So many thank yous to go around today. And unfortunately, my brother, Mike, and co-founder, he and his wife, my sister-in-law, Susan, are out of the state. His first luncheon to miss in 17 years. So kind of a big deal. We miss him, but he's with us in spirit. So looks like we have a few more people coming in. So hopefully you're enjoying the delicious salad today and the weather cleared for us. It's sort of such a beautiful venue. So thank you all for joining us. And you know, this is being live streamed. So thank you to all of our guests who are in different states and cities who weren't able to make it out here today. We're happy you're able to join us virtually. I'd like to introduce you to our board of directors who are here today. Not all of them, but some of them. Could you please stand? Harmony at Home's board of directors. Please stand and be recognized. I'd also like Margaret to remain standing. She's our dignitary as well. She's a city councilwoman. Thank you, Margaret. So I also want to thank our luncheon committee, and that chair of that luncheon committee is Lavina Warwick, who just stood up. She's one of our board members. She just did an incredible job. I also want to thank Susie Bauer. She's incredible. She's the owner of Mopani and the Crossroads, and she organized our pop-up shop with one of her colleagues, Chris. So thank you, Susie, for that. Our first pop-up shop ever. And you know, Lavina also got our first big silent auction together, so kudos to her. And I just want to shout out to my niece, Jo. She just did the displays and did such an amazing job, so thank you, Jo, for that. I also want to thank our staff. We have an incredible staff. I think we had about 20 people here today. They're in the back, they're all around, you've met them all, just an incredible team. We could not do this alone, so thank you, Harmony at Home, leadership team, and staff. Of course, we couldn't do this without Esme with Precious Stone and Alex with Mag One Media and their teams. They're incredible. And then this beautiful venue, Monterey Beach Hotel. It's just, we're so thrilled to be here today. So this is a very special luncheon in that we're dedicating it to just a lovely woman, Trudy Bolin. Trudy was with us for 99 years, not with Harmony at Home, but with her in her life. And she lived an incredible life, Trudy. She's, I just got to know her. 2018, Sharon and Joe Crescenti, who weren't able to be here today, hopefully they're watching us virtually, they introduced Trudy to Harmony at Home in 2018. She came to her first luncheon, and she was sitting right next to me, and she just fell in love with Harmony at Home and quickly became part of our legacy circle and just continued to support us in so many ways. And I really got to know her, not just as a supporter of Harmony at Home, but as a friend, and she loved to go out to lunch. She loved these luncheons, and she would just love like socializing. And I got to know her, and we did an interview of her in one of our annual reports, and we got to hear about her amazing life. And we just felt that we wanted to honor her and dedicate this luncheon to Trudy and her family. Kathleen and Cynthia are hopefully watching us from other states around the country, their families, and we're truly honored to have known Trudy Bolin. So thank you, Trudy, and rest in peace. So just as we're honoring Trudy today, we're also thanking and honoring our sponsors. We have incredible sponsors this year. We have our presenting sponsors, which are Pam and Giff Lehman, Trudy Bolin, Susan Prest. We have Carmel Gibbs and our family, the Levy Galvin Knight Family Foundation. We have our diamond sponsors, are my mom, Layla, thanks Mom, Susie Bauer, and Jan Vanderbilt, CPA. We also have our fabulous platinum sponsor, Pinnacle Bank, sitting back there, great partners. Our gold sponsors are Margaret D'Arrigo, the Kahn family, Pat McDermott, who's joining us today, Cal Water, Brenda and Jose, who are here, Nolan Hammerly, Etienne and Haas, and with Leslie and Heidi are here representing them. We also have some fabulous silver sponsors, Marcia Kelly, Lavina and Kevin Mahoney, Clifton Larson Allen, Fenton and Keller, Foxy Couture, Integris Wealth Management, Mag One Media with Alex, Garcia, Precious Stone with Esme, Skyline Engineering, Marlowe, and of course the beautiful flowers donated by Kim England, Fleur de Soleil, and then the orchids that are on your tables, and that was donated by Matsui Nursery. And I want to make sure all of our table captains and sponsors take an orchid today, please. So thank you all. We're absolutely honored. And this year, we're so excited. We've never had a pop-up shop or a silent auction. So please, like, we're gonna close a little before 1, and please, we'll get your final bids in and visit our pop-up shop. The pop-up shop will be open till 2, so we're super excited about that. So today's gonna be really special because you're going to get an impression of the impact that Harmony Home has had over these past 21 years. You're going to get to hear from a couple of our youth speakers today who have lived our programs and who have broken cycles in their lives, and we couldn't be prouder of all of them. So you're going to get to really feel the heart of Harmony at Home today. So with that, I would like to introduce you to our Director of Operations, Joaquin Hernandez. Joaquin is truly a rock star. He started with us a few years ago and is just taking us to another level under his leadership. We're so proud of Joaquin. So please welcome.
Thank you. Yes, I do like rock as well. So thank you, Julianne, and thank you to all of you who have followed Harmony at Home through the years. And if you're new here, welcome. We're excited you came. Some of you may be asking yourself, who is Harmony at Home? That's a great question. Healing trauma, ending abuse, and building families is who we are and what we do. And now we have prepared a video for you that will explain to you a little bit about some of our programs and why we're so passionate about that work.
Our programs are not only serving the most vulnerable children and families in our county who have experienced trauma with mental health support, but this team is supporting our young families throughout Monterey County, just helping them to be the best first teachers to their children and break those generational cycles of poverty. We also are just so incredibly proud that we are touching this county with anti-bullying programs, and we're helping children and families to learn healthy ways to be in relationships.
Hello everyone, my name is Julie Mandaro and I'm so excited to share what's been happening with our Harmony at Home bullying prevention program. Our program is about creating safe, welcoming schools, communities where every student feels safe, heard, supported, and most importantly, valued. One of the ways we do this is by partnering directly with schools and placing a bullying prevention coach on campus for the entire school year. This coach works closely with the schools to strengthen its bullying prevention practices. They provide training and education for teachers, administrators, and we equip them with the tools to address bullying situations effectively. And most importantly, we wanted to empower student voices so they could lead the way in creating respectful school climates. In order to make a lasting impact with the bullying prevention program, we really have to ensure that educators and administrators are equipped with the right policies and procedures on how to identify and prevent the work. We sometimes see a ripple effect with students within the classrooms. As we come in and do these presentations, we are teaching them social emotional learning skills in which they then take into the playground. So where we may not see it in real time right away, we will see a ripple effect through time.
Sticks and Stones is our school-based counseling program, we provide counseling services to students that have experienced trauma and are exhibiting concerning behaviors. Usually when students are referred to our program, they are referred either in crisis or highly vulnerable. And we work with these kiddos for roughly about 10 weeks at a time. By the time we're done with the program, the students are definitely more confident. They're more able to have better communication with everyone around them, with their parents, with their teachers, and with their classmates, and they're also able to be more present academically. We have made such an impact that 20 years later, some of the students that we've served in the past are now coming back as service providers because they have experienced participating in the program. They are now providing the services from the bottom of their hearts.
Children's First is a co-parenting education program that's designed for families that are experiencing divorce or separation. We know that separation can be an incredibly emotional and stressful time for both parents and children. That's why Children's First exists, to help families navigate this transition with greater understanding, communication, and care. At Harmony at Home, we believe that 2 happy, separate homes are better than 1 toxic home. If we can impact the life of 1 child or 1 family, we believe that that can make a big change in the community.
Family First serves as a safety net for young families in Monterey County. We work with teen and all parents ages 13 to 25 that have not graduated high school to help them do so and pursue a post-secondary education in order to unlock many doors for their young family. Our young parents often come into our program still feeling that shame and stigma, and we are here to provide reliable support, and it shows that all they need is 1 person to believe in them, and that really makes a world of a difference and allows them to accomplish their goals because they have somebody to rely on.
With over 20 years of support and service in Monterey County, we've shown that our programs are proven, and we've even stretched beyond Monterey County lines into San Luis Obispo, and now we're also supporting San Benito County as well. Thank you all for supporting Harmony at Home and your continued support. We appreciate you all, and we hope to continue to serve for now and for many more years to come.
Now you've had a chance to meet our wonderful team. Thank you so much for taking the time to learn more about what Harmony at Home is all about and to support our mission to end the cycles of violence and abuse by empowering children, young adults, and their families with the knowledge and skills to lead healthy and productive lives.
Yeah. I hope that video gave you a glimpse into the how and the why we provide these much needed supports to our community here in Monterey County. In Monterey County, this past fiscal year through our bullying prevention program, we served 31 schools and provided safety, education, and support to over 21,000 students, teachers, faculty, and parents. Over 10,000 students reported a decrease in bullying behaviors and improvement of overall school climate. Over this past fiscal year through our Sticks and Stones program, we served over 50 schools, provided 10,541 counseling sessions to over 940 students. Over the past 3 years through our Sticks and Stones school-based counseling program, we've supported over 2,800 students and provided over 31,000 counseling sessions. You guys can clap, it's okay. Over this past fiscal year through our Children's First program, we served 63 parents and 32 children with our co-parenting education classes. 85% of those parents reported improvement in their child's social and emotional well-being, and 88% reported to have a better understanding of overall parenting skills. Over the past 3 years through our Children's First program, we've supported over 480 parents and children. Yeah. Over the past fiscal year through our Family First program, we served 109 mothers or soon-to-be mothers, 16 fathers, and 104 children. Through our programming, 92% of our members' children are meeting their developmental milestones, and 84% of our members are on track to complete their secondary or post-secondary education programs. We're proud to share that we have celebrated the graduation of 19 of our members this year, and 7 of those members have completed a post-secondary education program. I hope that this data shows just a glimpse of the work that we're doing here to support Monterey County. I now have the honor of introducing someone who will share with you all how Harmony at Home has impacted his life. I would like us all to give a warm welcome to Michael Oliver.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. How are you guys today? Very nice to see here. It's very clear today, thank God. It's amazing, it's beautiful. My name is Michael Oliver. I am from Salinas, California, and I come from a Puerto Rican father and a Mexican mother who have been with me all my life. I'm currently a college student and a big brother to a 5-year-old who looks up to me. When I was in high school, specifically my senior year, I did not know what the college system was or how to even get there in the first place. College was only a thing told to me when I was 16 years old, which was hard because that means I had to make a decision in 1 year for the rest of my entire life. To share my entire life story with these institutions that I had no information about whatsoever. Being first generation brought significant responsibilities that I had to figure out all on my own. In addition, I was coming home every day to be a caregiver to my little brother. Additionally, all this while my mom and dad were working more than 8 hours a day. All right. I never viewed these responsibilities placed on me in a very early life as hardship. However, I did find it difficult during this time to prioritize myself and the needs of my family, my grades, my brother, and making my parents happy. There are only so many hours in a day, and I still had to figure out how to best manage my time and try to meet the needs of everyone to make myself happy. During that time, I was dealing with a lot of friends who were partaking in drugs, and I did not feel like I fit in. I talked to my academic counselor about needing mental health guidance. She was only a counselor for the school and wasn't licensed to give me full-fledged therapy. She had let me know about the program called Harmony at Home. She had told me that I would be meeting with someone qualified to address these issues I was struggling with, and I wanted that, and I said yes. I was then introduced to my Sticks and Stones counselor, Miss Husna, who I miss every day. She's not with us currently, she's somewhere else, but I dedicate this speech to her, and I miss her very much. She wasn't my first interaction with a counselor type of relationship, but she was my first therapist on a licensing track. She was extremely professional and began breaking things down that I wanted to get out of therapy. At first, when I said yes to this, I really just imagined minimal things. Coming in to talk, right, just having a space to be myself. But she started to understand me. She took her time getting my consent on every topic we indulged in. Ms. Husna was someone I could look forward to talking to during a difficult day at school. Everyone knows how harsh teenagers can be, right? And that was no exception at Rancho San Juan. The teenagers there were ruthless. And some teachers, sadly, didn't seem to care. We were a public school. 3 years. I think this year marks the 5th year that we've been open, Rancho San Juan. We didn't have a theater. We didn't have a swimming pool or even a place to put our instruments. We didn't have a band room. It was hard for me to be in a place with limited resources and try to express myself. But every Tuesday and Wednesday in the morning, I would take my bagel that was already moist in my Ziploc bag made by my mom in the morning, with my backpack filled with binders and books and worksheets that, thankfully, didn't weigh me down. However, in the back of my mind, I really didn't care about them. I would lay everything out in Miss Husna's office. After the first couple of meetings, I would begin to write notes, and I would begin to just kind of write down everything that would happen to me throughout my days, to go back and be excited to tell her. She asked me if I wanted to do group counseling with others who had similar situations to me. I thought to myself, Miss Husna has worked so hard to earn the trust of me and many others. At first I was hesitant, but I said yes. Miss Husna had worked so hard with me and 2,400 kids who are at my school, trying to help every single one of them in providing her services. There was only 2 counselors who were supervising our school, and they all tried our best, and that's why I felt like I could trust her. She had been there to get the hearts of so many people. Around this time, I was diagnosed with depression at 17. I began taking medication, and the doctors asked if I wanted therapy. I thought that therapy would be too expensive for my family. Our insurance wouldn't cover it. And I confidently said that Miss Husna would help me through this migration in my life. She would be there to help me starting the medication and be able to stay with me on my journey toward getting accustomed to it. While I was adjusting to the medication, I had tremendous responsibilities of running clubs, making big decisions with my life, writing 4+ essays to each college that I wanted to apply to, balancing my caregiving duties while also trying to do well in my classes. Ms. Husna had been there for every single part. I could be emotional when things didn't go as well. I could be angry when I didn't get the grade that I wanted in my classes, but I could be open. I continued with her through my entire senior year and never once missed a day with her. Every single Tuesday and Wednesday, I made sure, I told my art teacher, I was like, I need to go. Sorry that I can't do your clay mold, but I needed to see Ms. Husna. Even if it was just for snacks, right? She would always make sure to have fidget toys bought with her own money. She would always make sure to have snacks for every student who was there, right? To talk with the group that I agreed to meet with, and we all became friends. I would always go. She made each of her students feel wanted regardless of the issues that we faced. She allowed many of us to meet each other and really get to know our own problems and how to help one another. At my sessions with Harmony at Home, my counselor, Ms. Husna, motivated me to continue on my own path. After graduation, Ms. Husna gave us all her wishes for a better and brighter future and even gave us a little goodie bag filled with fidget toys and just a bunch of other our favorite snacks. To this day, the things that she has said has stuck with me, and now I use them for my own better judgment. Today, I find myself here saying proudly that I am a sophomore student and a residential assistant at UC Berkeley. Thank you. I'm currently studying astrophysics. It's a very big jump, yes, I know. And so far, it's been an amazing time. Being a first-generation and low-income student, I would coach myself through my freshman year, a lot mentally, but her teachings and attitude about what should be prioritized always stuck with me. It made asking the bigger and tougher questions so much easier on myself, especially when I was alone. Breaking down my feelings and being clairvoyant with myself is something that I now find myself doing often, especially last year. Because of the long conversations we've had, it has prepared me to be a residential assistant for UC Berkeley, along with the perks of free dormitory housing that's covering $23,000 in tuition. I enjoy looking over the well-being of 60 freshmen who are each crazy in their own part, but they have their individual life. Once new and confused like me, I take Ms. Husna's advice every day and apply it to their hardships that they may face to choose and to share with me. I use these things that she's taught me, regardless of who it is. I remember the support she provided to me. Without her, I don't think I could have pushed myself hard enough to make it where I am today. Without Harmony at Home, Sticks and Stones program, I can confidently say that I would not be standing in front of you here today. So I wanted to say thank you all for supporting me and this incredible organization so that many more students will have the support that I had today, tomorrow, and in the future. Thank you.
Wow, what a great story. I mean, and Michael is so articulate and shared such a beautiful story with us. And I mean, there's just thousands of youth out there that could share these kind of stories. And we're so grateful. Michael, you drove all the way down here from Berkeley and spending his day with us today. So we really honor you and thank you. So our next speaker is a very special person, very close to my heart. Savannah is kind of like my daughter, almost sometimes, it feels like. Savannah and I go way back. She's going to share with you her story. You're going to hear some really painful things in her story. She's had a rough life. But I want you all to know in your heart that part of healing from trauma is being able to share your story. And being able to share your story in front of almost 200 people is huge, and getting the support. This is about Savannah's fourth time presenting at one of our luncheons. And you could hear probably 4 years ago a pin drop in the room, maybe more, maybe that was 6 years ago when oh my gosh. So just know that people who have experienced trauma need to have safe places to share their stories. And thank you all for creating a safe place for Savannah.
Thank you all. Let's see, how can I? Thank you. All right, so that was quite the introduction. Thank you. Thank you all for being here today, and I promise you all I am doing well. I first met Julianne when I was 16. At that time, I was angry and hurt. I was doing everything I could to escape. I was drinking, I was using drugs, and I was engaging in self-harm. I had been living with depression for years, and this is how I was coping. Prior to meeting Julianne, I had already experienced an extremely dysfunctional and traumatic childhood. When I was 6, my mom married a monster. He doesn't deserve to be called a father figure or even a man because of the things he put us through. He was abusive in every way possible. He told us things like children were meant to be seen, not heard, and if we cried, he would give us a reason to cry. After my real dad died, the abuse got worse. My mom left my stepdad when I was 12 after my sister had finally told her everything that he was doing to us. But the harm was already done then. I had lived with the belief that it wasn't safe to express myself, to use my voice, but especially not to express my emotions. I learned to please because it was safest. Both my sister and brother were traumatized in their own ways, and my mom as well. She dealt with her depression and the guilt of all the things that her husband had done to us and her own shame by turning to drugs, which had caused her to abandon us. When she would come around, I wouldn't even acknowledge her. I didn't know how to deal with my emotions. So, rather than being hurt, I stayed angry. I dealt with my emotions by cutting. When she left, I felt so unlovable. My dad left before I had a chance to form any memories of him, and he didn't bother to build a relationship with us before he died. And my mom did nothing to protect us from her monster for 6 years. And when she finally did, she left us too. If the two people who are supposed to love me no matter what can just leave me, then they don't love me and I must be the problem. I felt extremely alone. My sister and I had learned to be enemies because my stepdad had pitted us against each other, and so we weren't close. My grandparents were always working, so it was just me and my brother. My mom was gone for a total of 2 years, and in those 2 years, I did my best to stay strong for my brother. So that meant don't cry, don't break, and keep the self-harm a secret. When my mom came back, I didn't feel the need to be responsible for my brother anymore. I didn't need to take care of him anymore. And so I rebelled. I was 16 and angry. I started ditching school and drinking. One night, I got drunk with my cousin and one of her friends. While intoxicated, he raped me. The person I was died that night. The bit of innocence I had left in me was gone. I no longer had hope. Hate had entered my heart. I hated everyone and everything. I believed everyone was going to hurt me or leave me. The world was a dark and ugly place, and happiness was meant for everyone else, but not me. So the self-harm escalated. I started drinking or using drugs every day. At some point, my grandpa decided it was time to get help, and so he reached out to someone who referred him to Julianne. I remember our first therapy session. I had walls built to here. I did not want to let her in. I told her I didn't want to be there, and the only reason I was there was for my grandpa. But she was kind and she listened. She asked questions. It was the first time in my life where I felt like what I had to say mattered, that what I wanted would be respected. I didn't realize it then, but it was the first time where I felt safe, and so I kept going back. She eventually invited me to the teen enrichment camps, where I met other girls outside of my family who understood what it meant to keep secrets like I did. I built lifelong friendships with girls where the only thing we had in common was understanding each other's pain and the struggles we went through to get where we are now. Through the camps and individual therapy, I learned it is possible to heal. I learned about ripple effects, breaking cycles, and creating new traditions with people I love. I learned that not everyone is unsafe, and tools to help me identify what safe people look like. I also learned tools to cope with my emotions like journaling, art, meditation, and being in nature. Being a teen mentor helped me find meaning and led to more healing. My healing journey started with Harmony at Home. At 16, when I first started receiving services from Harmony at Home, but it hasn't stopped there. There are so many moments in my life where I can see how Harmony at Home has helped me along the way. So for example, that first luncheon that I spoke at with that Julianne was talking about was 12 years ago. I was 24. I was still struggling with my relationship with my mom. I was nervous about her being in the audience because I was painting a picture of how her choices harmed me. I had asked her to read my speech first, but she chose not to. Instead, she reassured me she was home now and wasn't going anywhere. Her decision to wait to hear my speech made me feel loved and confident. Sharing my story in front of 200 people allowed me to be vulnerable with her in a way that I had never been before. A big part of my heart healed that day. When my mom held me, I felt safe and I felt loved. In that moment, I knew that everything hadn't been my fault, that my mom did love me and she wasn't going anywhere anymore. My relationship with my mom isn't perfect and it may never be, and that's okay. I was able to start working towards forgiveness that day because I was finally able to express myself, how I felt, and I was finally heard. I found my voice that day, and I will continue to use it because I deserve it, and so does my child. My daughter, Grace. She's 2.5 years old and the apple of my eye. I am determined to break the cycle of abuse and dysfunction with her. Her father and I co-parent, and we don't always have the best relationship. In fact, sometimes it's extremely challenging. I constantly worry that I'm not doing enough for her, that I'm not a good enough mom. When I look at the mothers in my family, I don't have the best role models. I am terrified that I will harm my daughter the way that my mom harmed me. But I am a good mom. I'm a really good mother. And I am breaking cycles. Yes, my mom harmed us. And she did the best she could with the knowledge that she had. I'm a good mother because I have learned through the things that I went through as a child. And I had help from Julianne and Harmony at Home. I was able to take the Children First classes where Joaquin taught me to compromise, that there are no winners or losers in separation, and that our child wins when we can come together for her. Through one-on-one therapy sessions and teen enrichment camps, Ms. Cheryl and Julianne taught me that it is possible to break cycles, as they modeled what a healthy family can look like. The girls who attended these camps, Julianne, Ms. Cheryl, they taught me that I am able to love and be loved. And in being able to share my story, I've been able to find my voice again and to help others along the way. Because of everything that I have been through and everything I have learned through Harmony at Home, I am a good mother, I'm a good friend, and a good person. I will never abandon my daughter or abuse her. Now I'm working for a local nonprofit as a counselor, where I get to give back to our community and to help heal others by loving them the way that Julianne and Harmony at Home has loved me. I'm honored to have been invited to join Harmony at Home's board of directors, because now I get to give back not just to my community, but also to an agency that has played such a significant role in my life. Life isn't perfect, and it never will be. But I no longer look for the perfect life or wait for happiness to find me anymore. With support from Harmony at Home, I've learned the tools needed to get through any challenging moment. I've built connections with people who love me for me. I've let walls down when I once believed it wasn't safe to do so. I have created the perfect life with all the imperfections in it. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, I just got a surprise. Savannah accepted our invitation to join our board of directors. Thank you. That is such a gift. Thank you. And our board who are here get to hear it right along with me, so that's wonderful. Savannah is an incredible mother. I've seen her with her baby, her beautiful baby Gracie, and spent time with them. And she's truly broken cycles. We're so proud of her and the work she's done. So thank you for joining us today and listening to these stories. We're just hoping that by learning more about the impact of our work, that it will inspire you. We're gonna keep our silent auction open today until 1 o'clock, and then we'll close it and announce the final winners. For that, our pop-up shop's gonna be open until 2 o'clock, so for those of you who can stay and enjoy that, please do. And just from the bottom of my heart, thank you for all you do to support Harmony at Home in this community. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks.